cussing and fucking, talking with sneaking, puffing on something, red cup with my name on it. Got a bad bitch with a frame on it. My dick got class, put your brain on it. They say they got gas, put your tank on it. Science in the bitch, so swank on it. My private ride, Tom Hanks on it, yeah.
Alright, so with that being said, what's up everybody and welcome back to the world famous Do Work Podcast. I am your host, Scientifixxx, and this is episode 21. I want to thank all my fans and all of my guests that have been on the show. I appreciate every single one of y'all, all the fans for following, sharing, liking, subscribing, hitting up the IG page, all of the guests for taking time out of their day to come down to the world famous Do Work Podcast and just chop it up with your boy, have a good time, smoke, drink, whatever we do. This week I got some special stuff to offer. We got this new board, laser cut for me. I just picked it up yesterday. My girl dropped it off. This is from Alyssa at Rosewood Lasers. If you want to follow her on IG, it would be _Rosewood_laser. Thing is beautiful. She did a piece for my girl that says Bumble 16 for the soap company. Came out amazing. Came back for another piece, so thank you so much for that, Alyssa. I'll be giving you a tag in the description. Every week we are somewhere live. We go to my guests first so that way they feel more comfortable in their environment, and I like to chill with them and get their perspective. This week we're live at Circle Brewery. You can see some of the posters in the background, and every week I have a special guest, and every week it never disappoints, and every week is something different because it's always business or artists or entrepreneurs or something. Last week we had an artist. Shout out to Kinsey Rose for that episode. Week before that we had Chef Rob on. Shout out to Chef Rob for that. Those tacos were fire. I'm still talking about them. They were all vegetable and shit. It was pretty dope. But this week I got a special guest. I've known this man for many, many years. We started out in the music scene together. He's transferred over to graphic designs. I followed suit with him. I started doing graphics as well and video, not just to follow him, but just to grow and produce inside a different medium. I want everybody to make a big round of applause for the one, the only, the man who does many things. I got all kinds of hats on so you can't see my hair, but when I take it off, my hair look crazy. The man who used to do all kinds of jumping jacks just for fun. My man, Eddie Garcia in the building. Make some noise.
What's up,
my guy?
What's up, man? What's up?
Jumping jacks for no reason.
I from what I remember, where the spot that we were in, there was no jumping jacks happening. It was too hot.
He said zero jumping jacks. So every week we are at a business or a plateau with the artist or entrepreneur. This week we're in Circle Brewery. We're here for two reasons. One, I love beer and I love to drink. And if I know somebody who has a brewery, I'm stepping in with them to let everybody know where to get that good beer from. Second reason is my man right here to the left of me is the designer of all of these cans that you see right here in front of me. He's been part of the team for how long?
I've been at Full Circle for about 7 years now. It's been a great journey. Hey, let's crack on and open.
Yeah, let's grab one of these. We got the juicy vibes. You know what it is. Hold on.
First.
Cheers.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been here for 7 years. It's been a great journey. When I met you, I was rapping, and I'm not gonna lie, man. When in the intro, when you're saying oh, many hats and stuff, and then doing graphics afterwards, I think that in general, creativity has always been something that I responded well and we talked about and mixed well with, and
yeah.
I've always saw you as the OG, so
appreciate it. You know what I mean? And it's good though because I appreciate that in the sense of I started doing things that a lot of people weren't doing at the particular moment, just to expand my creativity. So when I saw others doing it, I kind of gravitated towards them. Sit there and pick each other's brains, so what are you doing? And you go, oh, okay. Because I remember when you started getting into photography while you were still doing music. You started doing film slowly, so everything started to produce. So let's just go a little bit of rewind. Let everybody know who you are and what it is you do.
I'm Edward Garcia. I'm the creative director, the brand manager, and the label artist for Full Circle Brewing Company. A lot of my day is spent designing, working on the digital side, creating things, and kind of the creative direction of Full Circle Brewing Company. And we're not so local. We're in 10 states now, and the goal is to get out into the United States. So lately, it's been more than just what it's been. So a lot more creativity, a lot more fun, a lot more beer.
Definitely, and you're also reaching more markets. So
Yes.
it's kind of like how when the Grizzlies started doing their alternative jerseys,
Yeah.
and then ESPN starts talking about how they're the best dressed, brand there is right now. So Fresno's really out here. Salute to that, everybody that's doing their work. But yeah, it's good that these are getting into 10 different states. Pretty soon you'll be in markets where you're competing against some of the brands that you've probably grown up drinking
Yeah.
or seen some of the labels and brands and like that's a pretty dope can. So what got you into designing cans in general?
Well, a long time ago, as Science said, or as you said, I was doing a lot of music, and at the time it was hard to do visuals and photos and stuff. We had a whole team of people, and we all did music. So, I got a camera and then just kind of ran with that. Started doing photography for my friends, started doing video for my friends, and then it kind of started turning into a business. And then from there we went and started working with businesses, and Full Circle was one of those businesses. And then
Hey, how you doing?
hey, what's up,
You gonna be
Tamaya?
on the pod? No, you're good. You don't have to whisper. You're good. No, we're promoting the company
Tamaya
and the
in the
brand.
building.
Tamaya in the building. If you want to say hi real quick, say what's up. She good. Go ahead. Yeah.
And so going from camera into everything, we needed to also promote ourselves with album covers, album art, things like that. So I kind of dived into that as well, and I think that was the base for everything. Because when I met Full Circle, I was just doing their beer menu at the time.
Oh, okay.
And it's small. Just came in, shot the beer, and then over time, it started becoming more and more like, hey, do you know how to do websites? Hey, do you know how to do social media? Oh, can you draw? And the drawing also comes from growing up, the graffiti.
Stuff. Yeah. Everybody that's involved in anything you see that's an artist in Fresno, whether it's music or anything else, they have somewhat been in the graffiti scene. Graffiti in Fresno was a huge growing up pinpoint for everybody that became an artist in a small sense. So yeah.
And Arthur, my boss, shout out. He liked what I could do, and he saw other flyers from Fulton 55 that I've done, and a couple other places. I've worked with a couple promoters to do flyers.
Okay.
So he pulled them up. He's like, I want stuff like this on our labels, and I was like, those are my flyers.
Yeah.
So then it ended up becoming that, and then
You're like, I could do that. got that, bro. Don't even trip.
Oh yeah, dude. Don't even trip.
Yeah,
Got you.
yeah.
And at this point, I think I've designed around 200 labels in the last 4 years.
Oh wow.
And it's really nice because when I travel, I get to hear what people say about it, outside of the local scene.
I mean, that's pretty big though for a portfolio, just in general for a graphic designer in a city.
Yeah.
I've worked with 200. I made 200 designs that are out in Fresno.
Yeah.
But for a specific brand for it to have 200 designs, that's amazing, bro. Hey, let's make some noise for that. Bam, 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 bam. You know what I mean?
Bam, bam.
Bam, bam. One time for the one time. No, that's dope, bro. 200. I mean, and that's over the last 7 years, and I know that all of these have been staples when they've came out. Like we were speaking before we got on camera. It's dope that you were able to create something that were all moments, because when they were released, everybody remembers when they came out. And some of the beer inside of the can, let alone just the design, was some of the best beer that they have had.
Yeah.
So not only do they frequent the particular beer, but the design gets seen more and more.
Yeah.
Because everyone keeps buying the ones that you've designed. So let's just go off of what we got right here in front of us. What do you got?
We got the Captain Save a Hop over there on the far right.
And that would be that one right there?
Right there.
Okay.
And we did that one. We had a really cool E40 event going on, and we brewed a beer and we called it Captain Save a Hop, and we've been running with it since. And
okay.
That one is pretty big in the Bay Area.
I love it, man. I'm sure it is.
Yeah, I love that one. And then the next one over there is Juicy.
And the Juicy joint, okay.
That one is a staple. That one's our flagship beer. We've been brewing it since I've been...
It's over there, but you can't see it.
Oh, yeah. We've been brewing it since I've been at the company. The whole idea of that. Some people think it's an artichoke. Some people, some people think it's weed, but that's a hop.
Yeah, it's a hop. Yeah.
Or humulus lupulus.
Oh, we got all technical on them with the scientific term.
And then over there we got the Illa Vanilla milkshake IPA.
Okay.
That one's my favorite personally. Funny story with that, we actually
the Vanilla Gorilla?
We designed that one So the story behind that one actually is a little funny because when we first brewed it, the idea was to do like a Ben and Jerry's like type ice cream flavor for it. Yeah. And we ended up getting a cease and desist, from Ben and Jerry's.
Of course.
But it was.
Was
cool.
it Ben or was it Jerry?
It was both of them.
Oh, bastards.
And we called ours.
One wasn't even cool. He was just like, Ben's like, nah, go ahead, let him slide, and Jerry's like, nah, fuck that.
Good ice cream guy, bad ice cream guy.
yeah.
And then that one's right there. And I like that one the most. And this is actually funny because the label's different from the actual design. Mm-hmm. We wanted to go in a different direction this time around, but I think we're gonna go back to the old label.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which is that one right there.
Yeah.
And then right there is the Lego My Stout. That one's not so much a staple. That one's more of a specialty beer. I just thought it looked really nice because of all the syrup drizzles.
Yeah.
And I thought it would look.
And what's crazy is too, like you have kind of like a Cole Bennett liquid lemonade or a lyrical lemonade. When he does certain kind of designs, the water drips the way that the characters are distorted away. I think that, and then play off of the skull, which is, if you guys don't know, the skull is the Full Circle logo. Mm. So to be able to have that play on every single one of them is kind of like the Playboy bunny. Yeah. You incorporate it into somehow being everything with the skull. So I like that.
And he actually has a story too. The skull on the logo, his name is Ernie. Mm-hmm. He's named after Ernest Einhart. He came down to Fresno a long time ago. I forget the time, but it's like probably, I don't know. It was Fresno's first brewery that he started. Okay. Called Fresno Brewing. And we wanted to pay homage to that because the skull represents death, and the hops that grow out of the top of the skull from a crack represent life. Okay. Full Circle was actually it's the longest running brewery in Fresno. We've been active since 2000s. The old owners actually started the company on April 1st, April Fool's Day.
Oh, okay. And so that was the one that was over here?
Yeah, on F Street over there in Chinatown. And it's funny because like it's hard to tell people like, hey, it's our birthday because everybody thinks we're joking.
Yeah. It's our anniversary. We're having specials.
Sure you are. But yeah, so the skull's name's Ernie. Okay. The hops represent rebirth, and what we've done as my CEO, my boss.
I was purchased in the summer of 91.
He bought the company from the old owners in 2016, and it was in a different state. It was just local. Yeah, we weren't getting out there, and
I remember.
Yeah,
I remember what the house looked like over there.
We had some brown ales, some red ales, some just a bunch of ales. Yeah, and then my boss wanted to add some new life into it, so that's what the skull and hops represent.
Okay, and then on the flavor side, how many flavors would there be now to say on date? Because you said you've done 200 labels. Yeah, so that means there had to have been 200 flavors, right?
Yeah, just about. Some of them might have been rebrands, but at this point, I want to say we have like maybe 10, 12 different flavors that we're really focusing on.
Yeah, like the staples.
Yeah.
And then what do you guys mainly have? Like ales, hops, sours, pales, hazies?
IPAs. So we have an IPA series. We have a milkshake IPA series. We have a good sour series, our Pie of the Tiger, which is not up here. I have it back there though.
Yeah, we'll might bring them up, but different set on the next segment. Yeah.
And then just honestly, IPAs is our focus. Okay.
Yeah, because I asked when we did 411, which is located right across the street. If you guys seen in season 1, we talked to the owners of 411, and a lot of theirs were more along the lines of trying one from each kind of genre. Yeah. They didn't have a multiple array of IPAs or multiple round of ales. It was just this one right here is our. Yeah. And that's why I asked, because there are certain houses that specifically go for hazies. If you go to Spokeezy, shout out to Spokeezy and BKR, they were on episode 19. They have a lot of like hazies and like American lagers or like Crow and Wolf, stuff like that. That's more darker, more middle 7s, 8s. You know what I mean? Like that type of thing. You guys work around like what, 5 to 7, 5 to 8,
5 to 9.5.
5 to 9. Okay.
Yeah, we have the Bomb series, which is an Imperial IPA that we really are pushing hard right now because. Excuse me. The higher ABV is what I like, as well as a bunch of other people. So.
You get like 2 of them, Joe. You get like a good 12 or a good 10.
Two of these 19.2 mango bombs. I'm done.
19.2. Wow, I'll take one and just be chill. That's amazing.
I'm having a good time at that point. I'm feeling the vibes at that point, you know.
It's a quinceañera at that point.
Everywhere we go.
Everywhere.
we go.
You're like, what's up, guys? How you doing? Got the mango can in your hand.
Damn.
That's dope. So in the 7 years you guys have been, you've been here, this location has been the one that you've been at, right?
No, I've been.
You started over there?
I started over there on Chinatown. We purchased this place, you know, around, I want to say 2020.
Okay.
But you know, before that we had, you know, a spot over there in Tower District.
Yeah, I remember
right
that
by
one.
Spokeasy actually. We had to close that place down because of COVID. But you know, we've been here for a minute. It's been like about 2 years now. We love the community. You know, it's a great time. We have block parties.
Yeah.
You know, downtown Fresno is a perfect place to be. It's growing. People are showing that they care about it.
Yep.
You know, I do understand that there's things that we need to work on, and I think we're working on them. And you know, I hope that it only gets better.
No, really, in the last 10 years, a lot of the business owners, you know, are from the age of 35 to 23, 24.
Yeah.
And they understood that the downtown area was really what needed to be resurged. And as everything started going up, like the lofts and like, you know, certain areas where Tower was not dying, but the vibe of Tower had kind of moved. You know, the fire at Livingstone's, Babylon being gone, like certain things were just happening that kind of, and then at the same time, spontaneously, Brewing District started to go, okay, well, everything's starting to crack off and things started to move into life. So the downtown strip, opening Van Ness and coming all the way down, made a great advantage to that too, because the community got the opportunity to not have to park on one side and then walk across. You know what I mean? Back in the day, we used to have Van Ness blocked off. Just a few years ago, they opened it back up. Prior to that, they did have it opened. And they closed it off and made it the Fulton Mall, and then you could, you know, walk through. There was stores, everything that's there now, but now the road's there, and it opens it up because you can drive from Tower to here.
Oh yeah, I think on Sundays they have like a really cool, like, you know,
the cruising.
Yeah.
This took over the cruising. Like Kings Canyon was like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. Blackstone, that's for the like the stock. I mean the NOS cars.
Yeah,
Blackstone. But the low riders and stuff are right here on Fulton and Van Ness areas. So it's dope that they did, you know, the community. So in the last 2 years opening up, plus you guys got one of the best patios that I've seen around this area in the Brewing District.
Yeah, you know, the patios are always like a great place because like we can throw the events back there. We can fit more people in there than usual. Than inside, you know. So, you know, when it's not like super hot outside, those back patios pop.
Totally. And then they got two stages. They got a stage here, and then they got a stage in the back too on the patio. So, you know, more than one performance going on. Hey, how you doing? More than one performance going on. Sometimes a food truck in the back too, just hanging out. You know, people are just having a good time. So when you guys get the opportunity to come out, make sure when you mingle in the beer district, you stop by here because it's going to be popping. The larger area with Tioga is right across the street.
Yeah.
But sidebar, it's open, so it's kind of hot. But when I go interview you guys, you know what I'm saying? It's all love. Nah. But no, I mean, it's just that these are covered awnings, you know what I mean? It has like a different surrounding to where people can kind of relax the whole time. They have the open doors set up over there, where both doors roll up, and then you kind of have that medium, which is cool too. So, you know, anywhere in the Brewing District you guys want to stop by, it's called that because there's multiple houses. This being, like you said, one of the longest, or the first or longest
running
in Fresno. So come here first before you go check everybody else out, or last or middle or whenever you feel like it.
See everybody out here.
If there's parking in the front, you might as well just park right here and step outside. I'm just saying.
It's a party. It's a party to come to the Brewery District. You know, no matter where you go, like ultimately, like everybody here doing well means well for all of us.
Yeah.
All the businesses in downtown need as much support as possible. If you love a place, like, you know, really show your love and all. You know, I think that everything is based off of how much people put into it.
Yes.
You know? And you know, if you want to see a business, you know, flourish, then, you know, support the business.
It's great that you said that because a perfect example is this right here, the world famous Do Work podcast.
Yeah.
And I mean, it started off with me just doing audio, kind of struggling my way through trying to get interviews, and then by the time that I hit, you know, companies, major people like ahhh, people like 411, Raging Records, and then people started to pay attention. Yeah. And then this year doing Brandon, Bookish, Otis, The Fee, TA, BKR, Chef Rob, Kinsey, you know what I mean? Like the roster's like, whoa, you're interviewing everybody. And hopefully if we can come back and do one with the owners, you know what I mean, sit down with them and get their storyline about how they transpired this whole thing into a more marketable thing that's going more global in a small sense, because hopefully that would be the thing where you guys would be able to go overseas and be like what are the Lowenbrows and like stuff like that, you know, the original Red Stripes, you know, the Belgian ales that are made by monks. I don't know how that works, but yeah.
Dude, those are so good.
They are. Hey, they ain't got nothing to do with make beer. Monks be chilling there. You know what I mean? But we're gonna take a break real quick, hit this restroom, grab another beer. You guys take a break. This is the world famous Do Work podcast. I'm your host, Scientifixxx, with my man, Eddie G. We'll be right back, live from fucking Full Circle Brewery. You know what it is.
Fucking Full Circle.
What up, everybody? It's your man, Scientifixxx, here to tell you about our new sponsor, Red Eye Industries. RedEyeIndustries.com is the place to go to find all of our merch, tinctures, flowers, wax, drinks, and anything you may need for your medical uses. That's right, www.redeyeindustries.com. And tell them your man Science sent you. With that being said, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to the world famous Do Work podcast. I am your host, Scientifixxx, back with my special guest, Eddie G. We're live at Full Circle Brewery, sipping down on some more things. We about to crack open this Sava Hop. Captain Sava Hop. I'm
West
gonna finish
Coast
this real
IPA.
quick. Before we get into that, I want to give a special shout out to my sponsors, RedEyeIndustries.com, RedEyeIndustries.com. where you can get all your medical merch. You can get merchandise, clothing, or you can get all your tinctures and wax. So hit them up. They deliver all different spaces. We're now in the 209 area, so if you guys want to hit that up. 559 area, definitely locked in. So shout out to RedEyeIndustries.com. What is that? RedEyeIndustries.com. Okay, that was a quick little commercial. We had to throw in. So getting back into what we were talking about earlier, we're back with my man who's been designing 470,000 cans of beer. Every beer can that's ever been in Fresno, he's designed, so we're back. No, but it's dope that you would have such an extensive portfolio, and we were saying off air, but I want to give you your flowers. We call it watering, you know what I mean? But we're going to give you your flowers. I want to give you props for being not only just a musician who started out, like I said, wearing multiple hats, where you were a producer and an artist, producing for most of the music that you were around, then realizing that you needed to have visuals and media content, so you took on that responsibility. Yeah. Then when music started to slow down for you, in a sense of like your flame started to go towards design, you maintained that and kept it going to where now you're a part of Fresno's community with designs, and you're a part of one of the houses that creates all of these flavors. And on top of that, creating media, I've seen you do content on social media. Photography has gone up so crazy, like your video game is so crazy, so I want to give you props for that right now. Shouts out to you for that. And also, I got a little special thing for you. So we've had this on the table all day, but this is his giveaway bag, his little goodie bag, RedEyeIndustries.com. Inside we got a little something, so let me show you, let me see. So we got a faded shirt with an astronaut. It's one of our many designs. If you guys want to check this out, go to the RedEyeIndustries.com.
It's fire.
We also got a shop towel that has the laser engraved Red Eye Industries logo. We have a glasses cleaner in here somewhere right here. We have some stickers, and we got a couple of accoutrements that we can't really put on camera for you while we're in the building, but you know, we got this for you right here. So give you your flowers, give you your bag, you know what I mean? Shouts out to you. Thank you very much for doing what you do in the community, and continue doing what you're doing, please, because it's very great that your art and your ideas come to life in a way that other people get to enjoy in their life. So I want to give you props for that.
Thank you.
Shout out to you. If you want to do it one time for the one time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait.
If you know what it is, you know what it is. So yeah, so you said you guys were here, you got the building in 2020. How was that? Like, how did life and business kind of transform? Because you guys went from having one house in Tower, and it shutting down, to switching here and then having to maneuver. Were you guys doing delivery services? Were you guys doing online orders?
Yeah.
Was it like one-time events where it was like social distancing, you can come in and just get your beer and leave kind of thing, or?
It was a mess. Like all I remember is we had St. Patrick's Day like stuff going on. I think we had partnered with Mega Texas. You know, shout out Mega Texas, phenomenal.
Shout out Mega Texas. Beer in my mouth.
We had partnered with Mega Texas to do an event, and you know, COVID had just struck, and then like, you know, we heard, you know, through the grapevine that like we were gonna not be able to do an event. And so as the event was going on, we kind of put in place like a pickup, kind of like a system going on.
Curbside?
Well, see, that wasn't even, it was like a day after like things started hitting.
Okay.
So people
Saturday.
Yeah.
It
was like, it was random, man. So people were coming in, picking up their beer and their food and then leaving. And we were only letting in like a specific amount of people in.
Like 5 at a time or something like that?
Yeah, it was, I don't remember the details. It's so foggy. It was like, all
But I
I
mean,
remember,
like, just so you can stay 6 feet apart. You know, I mean, enough people that would fit, yeah.
And, you know, we had, I think we put stickers down on the ground. So there was a line going outside and we had somebody watching it. But, you know, that very night that everything got shut down, I remember, you know, Arthur calling me and being like, hey, we need to get like a to-go service set up by tomorrow. So we went hard at work, you know, Chad, you know, our GM over there at the brewery, like going back and forth and making sure that like we created a website that could sustain, you know, like people going to it and then ordering and then getting that right order in, they can come pick up, social distancing, all that stuff. And you know, we had to eventually close down the Tower tap room, and that you know, that hurt us. But you know, we still had operations going on at the brewery. That's where we brought all the beer, so it was easy to just kind of have it there and then have people come and pick them up.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie, it was really hard to make that website like in a night. But we got it done. And
anybody who knows coding knows that damn well you can't make a website in one night unless you're fucking got many hands on deck.
It was crazy. But so we had that done, and then people were coming through. You know, and then all the rules that happened, we were figuring it all out. We figured it all out. All of our employees, you know. Oh yeah, you gotta get.
Put a little ASMR on there. Yeah. Cheers to that, my brother.
It was pretty wild. And you know, around that time, I think we were just so focused on, you know, making sure everything was okay, everybody was safe. You know, I think we partnered with a couple other companies. You know, personally, on my end too, like I think I worked with some nonprofits to supply some video work, so we could raise money for Community Hospital.
Okay.
You know, Unity for Community. I worked with Downtown Fresno Partnership and a couple other people. Like I said, at that time was so foggy.
Yeah, because there was so much going on. Plus your own personal health.
Yeah.
You know, being outside, being around people, the mask, the freaking hand sanitizer everywhere.
Dude, my hands were so dry. My hands were so dry. I was going to the grocery store was like a freaking like a battlefield at first. Like, you know, like I think I went to like even Northside grocery stores. So I was like, oh, it's, you know, it's gonna be more chill over there. No, people were freezing bread. Fighting for bread. And then, you know, I'd come home, I would put all the groceries in the freaking garage and then like freaking spray everything and wash it down.
Wipe it down. Yeah, dude, my daughter was ordering stuff from Amazon, all the supplies. The box would stay outside for a day. And then she'd spray it down and then open it, spray it, then put it back on the back patio to let it air out. And I'm like, bro, No, it was serious. A lot of people took it different ways. The businesses were impacted. Me personally, I've told the story many a time. If you guys been watching the podcast, you know, I didn't have an issue.
Yeah.
I worked for the IRS, so I found out like 5 hours before everybody else. So like 9 o'clock in the morning on Friday, we went to a meeting and they said, hey dude, they're gonna shut the world down. So call everybody you know, tell them calmly, go to the store, get some supplies. And then by 3 o'clock that afternoon, shit went crazy.
Yeah.
We were already at home all stocked up. And we went on leave, so they were giving us full checks, so I was getting paid.
Oh,
so I said, what could I do right now? So I was like, I went back to LA Recording School, shout out to LA Recording School, for the film project. So I went to the film side. They were Zooming all the classes, so I moved to Vegas. My buddy just got a 5-bedroom house, was like, come over, it's just me.
Yeah.
So we set up podcasts, we were recording music. I'm poolside with a Corona, with my camera off, listening to my computer class, my film class.
Yeah.
It was great. And then they called us back to work in like October, and I said, do I have to come back? They said not until December.
Yeah.
So in December when they called back, I came back to California, but I was just chilling. And I was driving from LA, Bakersfield, Visalia, San Jose, all these places, because there was no one on the road. Vegas, 5 hours.
Yeah.
LA, 3.
Yeah.
Anywhere in LA, 3. So it was different. And then we were talking to a couple other people who, you know, had some either business differences or health issues or like things like that. So it's good that you guys were able to figure out a system within the first couple of hours of it happening.
Yeah.
And then, you know, holding it down through it, because I'm sure it was a little bit scary. You know what I mean? Had you caught it? Did you catch it?
I did.
Yeah?
I did, yeah. And honestly, I was sick before, like, everything shut down. And I felt like I had it at that point.
Before?
You know? And then, yeah. And then I got it again during everything. And, you know, oh my gosh, I was trying so hard not to do the tests. Like, when they stuck it up your nose. But I probably had that done like 4 times, you know.
You tried not to, but you did it 4 times? Damn. So your efforts were null and void. They didn't even
say, all right, go get a test.
Yeah.
Damn it. All right. You know?
No, dude, my girl worked for the county. She works out in Merced, and they gave her like a box full of the home tests. So I was just doing those.
Yeah.
She's like, here, your mom, your brother, your sister, everybody, here, take them, so that way you know. My mom and my brother, okay, so I did the same thing. I caught it in January before everybody knew what it was.
Yeah.
And I was just sick for a week. And then when it was happening, I never caught it. But I was around people who had it. Like my house, my mom, my brother, and my daughter all got it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, let me take a test. No, I'm good. Well, then I'm just sick.
Yeah, just sick.
And people forgot you could be regular sick.
Yeah, it's
You know
almost like when you find you're just sick, you're like, okay,
Oh, yeah, no, we're good. But then I started to look at it like when everybody was like, oh, it was a serious thing. A lot of people had really bad situations with it. A lot of people lost some family members, so I'm not taking it lightly.
No.
But the way that the first pandemic in the 1920s was the flu.
Yeah.
And over the years, by the time we became, you know, kids and we get, you know, all the vaccinations, everything, the flu was nothing.
Yeah.
You get it all the time. People would go to school sick. He'll be at work sick, you know what I mean? Like this and shit. It's like, hey, bro, like, fuck, you're sick, go over there. Then COVID came and everybody's like, oh, and then like the regular sick flu cold was like, okay, that's regular. That's sick.
I'm just regular sick.
But people forgot that you could actually be that sick.
Yeah.
Like you could just have allergies. You're like, oh, you sneezing all crazy. COVID? Like, no, bro, it's
nobody
allergies.
wants to be around you.
It's March. It's March when they shut the world down. The allergies are popping right now, bro. Like I'm really out here. But that's good that you guys were able to make it through, you know, as a company and as the employees and everybody managed to stay safe.
And you know that was another thing, was like, you know, trying to keep everything going for all of us, like, you know, the employees, you know, because if we didn't catch it that early and didn't create that to-go site, like I don't even know for sure if like everything would have went right. I did see other businesses close during the time.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think I've, you know, some of the nonprofit like work that I've done with video work for them, you know, I talked to some companies and like shortly after like they closed.
Yeah.
And it sucks, you know.
I think though it's also being that artist kind of mind where you like, when the wave hits, you get on the wave right away, because if it hits, it hits. But then if it's nothing, then you can fall back and go back to your regular thing. So your mentality was, okay, it's hitting today, and your whole branch was like, we got to make a move. Everybody was like, no, we do.
Yeah.
Because if the new single is this single, we got to make a sound that sounds like that. We can do that.
Yeah.
So when the transition happened, that hit, it was like, we're ready.
Yeah.
What do we got to do? We got the graphics, we got the designers, we got everybody ready to go. Plus the setup was perfect because you have enough sidewalk right here on the front.
Yeah, we didn't even have this place though at the time.
Oh, your sides were still in Tower.
We haven't even, we shut down Tower. We were just at the brewery on F Street, Chinatown. So we still have the Chinatown brewery.
As a brewing house. Though,
yeah, it's
brewing.
just full of tanks now. There's no events happening there.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had like POD, Alien Ant Farm, like, you know, Lit, E40, Bone Thugs, Lee's, Kyle Gas, Frankie J. You know, like a bunch of.
All you had
people.
to say was Frankie J, bro. You didn't name all those other people, bro. You could have just started with.
I gotta give
we
him
had
the
Frankie
picture.
J. Boom.
Shout out Frankie J.
Shout out Frankie J.
You know, he came. I think he had his birthday. We gave him
It's
a
not
cake.
like I don't like Lit. It's not like You Make Me Come. Like I love that song.
My girlfriend loves Lit.
But you know what I mean? Frankie J in the building, bro. Bone Thugs. I mean, y'all niggas is hitting, but I'm just saying.
Bro, no.
You were gonna go there.
I was gonna go
there. You're gonna go there.
I was just say I do not really like the dude from Alien Ant Farm.
The lead singer?
Yeah, I don't like him.
Okay, so I like 2 of their songs, but then after they got in the accident, everybody else said that he kind of, you know, you get in a car accidents, major, the bus kind of thing.
See, I didn't even know you got in
A little bit of yeah, they got in an accident. I think it's in Europe. Right after they dropped the song where they're at the BET Awards. And then the band kind of, you know, fluctuated, but then when they came back, he was, you know, recovering from, and just wasn't the same. I mean, this is all speculation. This is all what I've heard from people who know the band. I don't know the band personally, but I know people who know the band.
He got super weird when I gave him a shirt, and then he got the shirt, and then I walked away and I started eating some hot Cheetos, and he got weird. I don't know if he was joking or not. But he was like, "Oh, you touched my shirt with hot Cheeto hands," and I was like, "Nah, bro. What do you mean? I opened
just
this
popped it, bro.
Afterwards, so that just kind of was weird. I don't know if this is gonna make a podcast, but if it does,
No, it will.
Hey.
Yeah. It's all good. Hey, dude
My
from
bad,
Alien,
Alien
hey, dude
Farm
from
fans.
Alien Ant Farm. He didn't have Cheeto fingers.
It wasn't Cheeto fingers, bro.
Because here's the thing, if he would have had Cheeto fingers, he would have had one hand with the bag and would have went, oh, Cheeto fingers here, put the bag in the Cheeto fingers hand and go, here's your shirt. Grab the bag and go back to Cheeto fingering.
Now I look back, I wish I had Cheeto fingers.
Nah, I wish, yeah, both hands, and I would have been like, here you go, bro. No, it's all love, we're just joking.
Nah, I'm joking, yeah.
But for reals. No, just give him a serious ass look. No, but for real.
For real.
No, but that's good. That's dope that during that time you guys had such a large, because I remember that venue.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of people sliding through there.
And during COVID, we were pretty much locked down over there too. There was no events happening. Honestly, no events were happening throughout the whole city.
Yeah.
And the events that were happening were I don't know, maybe some hidden eyes wide shut things that I didn't know about.
No, they were doing people stay in their cars and watch the event.
Yeah.
They did a couple at the parks. They did a comedy show. They did a concert. I think one of the movie theaters did one where they showed a movie
outside of the Crest.
Yeah.
There was honestly that was beautiful. Where's that at? We should. We
outside
should be
movies
that
for
going.
the summer.
Yeah.
Okay, so out in Atwater, shout out to Atwater,
Atwater.
and Merced, that's where I'm at right now, 209. They do that. During the summertime, there's a park where they have, a screen come out and they play a movie. It's
fun.
maybe $2, but it's the whole park, so you can just walk in. They have an entrance area type thing. If they were able to do that here, that'd be dope, especially downtown in Chinatown with Crest or something like that. Any one of them, any theater that would choose to do it.
Get a shaved ice person, go out there and
the lady
walk around.
Kaigatsu, the one she's on G Street.
Okay.
She's on the same side as Chef Paul, but she's right where the light is. Here's Central Fish Company. She's on the back side of it.
Yeah.
Small, dude. She's been the shaved ice lady forever. Shout out to you. I've been trying to get you guys to do a social media or something, help you IG or whatever. I've been eating them shit since I was little. When the grandma was there, and I think the grandma passed, and the daughter became the one, and then the daughter's now getting up there, and then the next daughter is I don't know if I really want to do this. It's a staple, bro. So if you can throw something, put something together with these guys and maybe throw something at that area, that'd be dope.
Hell yeah.
And the shaved ice ladies, I would get them. I would contact them.
And that brings up another thing. I know we're kind of jumping around, with all of the local businesses, as Full Circle, we love to collaborate, partnership, do things with anybody, everything. We're in Chinatown actually, so it would make sense for Chinatown businesses come together.
Yeah, no, literally, the Chinatown's right over on the other side. Yeah.
Shout out Morgan, Central Fish.
Oh yeah, shout out to Morgan. And Morgan's been holding it down for years too. That's another person who's been doing properties and doing all kinds of different companies. A part of the Fulton Mall when it was still the mall before they opened up Van Ness. It's just a shout out to Morgan, bro. We're doing a lot of things and helping a lot of people develop the mentality of let's get properties in downtown. Let's make Chinatown a thing. Let's make and the brewing district didn't exist 5 to 10 years ago.
Yeah.
The stadium did. But then once they started opening up 1, 2, 3, and people realized this is a valuable corner of Fresno's downtown, it started to move in because then, like I said, all of the lofts and stuff started to pop up. We got shout out to Hole in the Wall Tattooing, who's been doing amazing work for years and years, right in the corner of what is that? Van Ness and what goes over Tuolumne, I think? Or where's
the
that?
bridge?
The bridge. Okay, so right there in that corner. Everybody that's just been doing that brought their major business here.
Yeah.
And again, like we said, get a part of the wave, get on the wave when it was starting to happen so that it made sense to when it started to develop. And keeping it alive, keeping the community, keeping the brewing idea of Fresno being the first one and then holding down something so sacred.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's a big deal.
And that's the beauty of it too. Fresno's only gonna get bigger. Yeah. Fresno is not gonna get, it's not gonna go lower than that. It's we have I know it's a touchy subject, but the high speed rail's coming. We're in the middle of California. It just makes sense for bigger corporations to come here.
It finally got to the point where everybody started noticing Fresno's a spot.
Yeah.
They knew it, LA people, San Francisco people, they knew this was where they hubbed.
Yeah.
But they never said it out loud.
Yeah.
now they can say, oh, you know, I was in Fresno, or Fresno's got major artists in here with the recording studios. Fresno's got a lot of companies coming in that are outsiders, but also they're having to find a place that fits because Fresno itself has so many companies that have developed.
Yeah.
So it's great that the communities are starting to grow and growing outside as well.
Yeah. And you know that's the thing too, like, you know, us working with outside, you know, people like that, like companies, projects, like, you know, that also helps us out a lot. I really do feel like COVID set us all back.
Yeah. As
far as like people going outside and enjoying, like, you know, like things without cares, and it's still weird to me. Like I still go to like LA, I still go to the Bay Area, and like I'm still kind of just like, I don't know. I feel like myself, I'm socially awkward more because I hid away for like 2 years, you know.
No, for real, no, and that's real because a lot of people who had never been grounded, felt weird when they came out. But I just got more like, more aware of it. So I'm not like, if I see a big crowd before, I'm like, oh, that's cool, it's whatever. But I'm still gonna be over here with it.
Yeah.
Now I see a big crowd and I'm like,
yeah.
I'm definitely gonna be over here with it.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm gonna like maneuver around everybody to get there.
Let's just say I'm not smoking with everybody these days.
Not at all, bro. Not at all. Not at all. Like you've seen on the show, like I'll pass a blunt because the blunt's a blunt. But if we got jiggas, if you have yours, I'll have mine. Please. You know, your mouth spit is your mouth spit. A blunt's a little different, and I know it doesn't make any sense, but still, it's a little different because there's tobacco going on. There's a lot of things that are killing things, so it makes no sense, but just my logic. Live with it. Live with it. But no, I feel you because it's like you don't want to share anything with anybody.
And it's not even like I to this day, like I'll like, you want to smoke, and I'm like, oh no, I'm good. And you know, and I'll just like go smoke somewhere else. And I feel like they're like, oh what? Do you think I got germs? Like, nah, man.
No, I do. No, don't kid yourself. Even if I say I'm cool, I smoke all the time. If I say I'm cool, it's because I think you have germs.
It's just a new habit now.
You want to become? You gotta become those people that put it right here. And like,
oh yeah, no, the period little.
No, they put
diamond. What is it?
No,
like,
they put the jigger right here, so it sticks straight up, and then you cover your hand and just kind of hit it.
Dude,
I
do this. I put it right here, and I do this, and then I'll just hit my fingers.
That don't help. You're still touching your lips against it.
No, because it's like right here.
Oh, it's in the okay. Well, yeah. Well, but it's I don't know if it's Pacific Islanders or if it's like Eastern Asians or Western Asians, like like Thai, like that type shit. But that's like I've seen them on a regular basis. They put the right here in the knuckle, and then they just.
Oh, I never seen that.
And then you can hit it the same way. It's clean, and then you just hand, But hey, techniques.
I'm gonna start hitting it through my nose.
Oh, bro, when my jaw was wired shut.
Oh no.
My jaw was wired shut, and I couldn't. They told me don't because first I had my wisdom teeth extracted, and that's how my jaw got broken.
He was like.
So then they wired me shut, and they were like, but you can't smoke because you still got dry socket. You might get dry socket. You might get dry socket. I didn't have it, but I might get it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right. Well, I had my pin. I'm like. Okay, that works. It tinkles a little bit. It makes my nose sting a little bit, but we're good, yeah. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes, bro. You gotta survive. 2020.
Don't act like you didn't get a metal can.
Don't act. Don't act.
Don't act.
Like you've never rolled foil around a pin and then made a fucking pipe and then don't act.
Yeah.
And for those of you that are super ratchet, those people that have gotten Bible papers, because it does roll like a rice paper. I don't know. I read it in a book. It wasn't the Bible, but I read it.
I seen that scary movie.
I said, yeah, when they roll it up. Yeah. See references, I'm just saying. But yeah, so we're going to take another break real quick, come back with our last segment. Everybody's setting up here, so Dave's about to get started. We came a little early so they could open up the doors for us to do our thing. But we're going to take a quick break. Maybe get another beer. This one's actually fucking really good. I shout out to the Captain Save a Hop and the design on it. Shout out to my man right here that's designed all of these cans. Shout out to Full Circle for having us today. We'll be back in a minute. You guys take another break. It's the world famous Do Work podcast. I'm your man Scientifixxx. It's Eddie G. This is Captain Save a Hop.
Cheers.
Yeah. Strippers.
Thirsty much? Quench your thirst with Full Circle's all-new Peachy Vibes Wheat Ale. Brewed with locally grown peaches into a light, crisp, and crushable goodness to help keep those thirsty bitches from killing your vibe. Peaches. Drink the vibe, feel the vibe. Peachy Vibes. Now available in Save Mart, Total Wine, Bevmo, and other local retailers.